Good afternoon, 5th and 6th grade, and we have a video today. Of course, to watch here is the video that you're supposed to be watching. But the first thing I want you to do is pull out page 28, work text page 28 from your history book, your workbook, because you're going to be doing the top two sections there. What I want to look at as we're looking at this is the questions that are going to be coming up. And so we're going to be talking about, in particular, the Sumerians, and the first one says Sumerians used a blank-shaped writing known as blank. Some people carved cuneiform onto a blank to make a blank, and so we're going to look for the answer for that one. And then also in the second part, you've got several sentences here to fill in. It says people in Mesopotamia were the first to recognize the concept of blank and to give a number a place value. And then they developed a number blank based on the number blank. And they use blank to measure blank and build blank. And so we're going to look at numbers, and math apparently is one of the things that we're talking about there when we're talking about place value and measuring. Also, a system of blank weights was created for business and for some kind of business. And they use the cycles of the what to develop something else. And so we're talking about cycles. And it says here they divide the year into 2 seasons. So we're not talking about the cycle of either the moon or the sun or something like that. And then they also some things they developed as far as the types of things for farming. Here you have about a plow, and then you also have something that they improved and how they improved boat travel, and so about advanced medicine coming up with something else and a blank for symptoms. And so those are the things that you'll be looking at as far as your while we're doing the reading here. Now go ahead and get your book out, and page 36 is where we are, and we'll start reading. It says here, how did written language develop in Sumer? And that's kind of the focus question here of one of the things. And so it says, advances in invention. Sumerians developed many things that still affect life today. They made many noteworthy advances in writing, math, and sciences, the arts, and architecture. And so you have there the 5 things that they're going to be focusing on in this section. Writing. Written language is an important feature of a civilization. Sumerians developed one of the earliest writing systems. They used picture symbols or signs that were drawn on clay tablets. Now, if you remember that, used a what shaped? Well, it says that as time passed, the picture symbols were gradually replaced with wedge-shaped characters. These wedge-shaped writing was later known as cuneiform. Cuneiform comes from the Latin word for wedge-shaped. And so there you have right there, a wedge-shaped writing known as what? Cuneiform. And then some people carved cuneiform onto a, and I'm looking for it, onto a what kind of thing? Clay tablet to make and actually maybe this is coming up still. No, I think that, on a cylinder to make a seal. It's coming up here. But over the centuries, the placement of written symbols also changed. They were written in boxes, rows, or columns. Evidence shows that a symbol could represent an entire word or only a syllable. Scribes combined symbols to express more complex ideas. For example, the Sumerian word for barley was SHE. The symbol for barley could then represent the sound SHE in any word. In the Sumerian word for fig cake, SHEERKU, the barley symbol represented the word's first syllable. Different people groups used the cuneiform script to record information. Cuneiform was used in the Sumerian, Akkadian, Hittite, and Urartian languages. Some people carved cuneiform on a cylinder to make a seal. These cylinder seals were used to sign documents and to record information. And so they used some people carved cuneiform onto a blank, and that would be seal, and they used it to make on a cylinder, carved it onto a cylinder to make a seal. All right, and so that's one of the methods that they used. And then the next thing you're talking about, of course, is when we get to math and science, but we just finished that part. Look at the top right, though. It says wheels. The Sumerians used wheeled vehicles such as carts and wagons. They used the potter's wheel to spin clay into bowls, pots, and vases. The ancient invention of the wheel still affects life today. Wheelchairs, inline skates, bicycles, cars, tractors, and airplanes all depend on the wheel. And there's probably not a lot, as far as transportation or any kind of work item. Even at a school, we have wheels. There are wheels on the bottoms of your book bags for some of you. There are wheels that we have on some of the desks and chairs. My chair has a wheel on it. Math, science, and technology. Mathematics were important in Sumer for supporting the economy of its agricultural society. Many cuneiform tablets that contain economic records have been found. The different civilizations of Mesopotamia developed mathematical ideas still used today. These people were the first to recognize the concept of zero. Now, you heard that. That was part of the thing. First to recognize the concept of zero and to give a number a place value. They developed a number system based on the number 60. From that system came the 60-minute hour, 60-second minute, and 360 degrees circle. They also used geometry to measure fields and to build temples. Sumerians created a system of standard weights for business transactions. And that, again, that was one of the things we read about, or that was in your worksheet there. Since barley was originally used for trade, the smallest unit of weight was the barley corn, which equaled the weight of 1 grain of barley. Eventually, small pieces of silver of the same weight replaced the barley corn as a standard weight. All right, and then you have the 3 definitions there: cuneiform, which is a wedge-shaped writing; astronomy, the scientific study of the stars in heaven, which we're going to get to in the next page. So astronomy is where you're actually studying the stars, and astrology is a different type of thing, which affects, some people use that as sort of a way of religion. They would use it, that would affect what they believed. On the page number 37 now, we have a picture at the top. It says these stone duck weights were standard weights used for business transactions in Mesopotamia. And what would each size weight be used for? What do you think they would be used for? Without reading ahead, I'm thinking they probably use them as a balance, so that whatever food or item that you're purchasing the amount of weight. They're going to put the weight on one side and then food or whatever it is on the other until it actually balanced equally. And that was used throughout the centuries and still even is used today in a sense, because we use scales, which it just tells us the weight automatically. Mesopotamians studied science as well. They made important contributions to astronomy. By observing the heavenly bodies, they divided the year into 2 seasons, summer and winter. Using the cycles of the moon, they developed a 12-month calendar. By observing the night sky, they knew when to plant crops. They tried to interpret human events by the position of the stars and the planets. Interpreting events in this way is called astrology. However, the position of the stars does not determine what will happen. God determines what will happen. Unfortunately, they did not recognize the true God to whom the heavens declare glory. Mesopotamians developed the cedar plow, which allowed farmers, is another one of your notes there, that allowed farmers to drop seeds down a funnel on the center of the plow. A farmer could plant seeds in the furrow as he plowed. They made improvements in carpentry and advanced glassmaking. They fashioned leather goods and made perfume and built canals. They used kilns to bake pottery and practiced metallurgy to create copper, lead, gold, and silver objects. People developed systems of irrigation and sanitation. They developed systems for water storage and drainage. The invention of the wheel improved transportation, and the sail improved boat travel. Finally, advances were made in medicine. For example, they would make a list of symptoms and then come up with a diagnosis and treatment for each of those symptoms. All right, and so look at page 30, the bottom there on 37. It gives you an activity to do. Now, as is the case in several times throughout history and science, I will let you do certain things for extra credit, and this is one of those things. But you do need to follow the directions of what it tells you to do. Now, if you are interested in doing this, let me know. I will print out for you a cuneiform alphabet that you can use to be able to develop your clay cylinder seal. Okay, and so read the instructions. It tells you what to do there. Other than that, that's it for our video today. Make sure you fill in those top 2 sections. And then remember, once we do the bottom section, you're going to keep this page until it's time to take the quiz. Then you will use these for the quiz. All right, that's it. Have a good day. Bye.